Hello again, everyone. This is Zombie Kids Rule, and I'm back with it's been a while, but I'm back with a new video here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a couple videos. My next two videos are going to be playthroughs of the game that I made for the Slay the Competition Christmas Game Jam 2023 that was sponsored over on RPGMakerWeb.com forums. This is Krampus Games. So I spent pretty much the month of December working on this game jam. It's my first ever game jam entry. It's technically the first game I ever quote unquote finished and deployed and submitted. The game really isn't finished as far as what it was intended to be, but I did as much as I could in the time frame allowed of the game jam. So anyway, I'm gonna do a playthrough of the I guess the most flexible version of the game that you'll see in it. Feedback that I got from the game jam competition. So I'll fully admit that when I didn't enter the game jam with the intention of winning, held no notions that I would even be competitive in my first game jam. Because my idea didn't really fit very well into the categories for judging. It's just that I had been away from RPG Maker MZ for about 3 months. I hadn't really done much after finishing the Sudoku puzzle, I think, explanations or things. And this motivated me to come back and start working in MZ again and to make something. So, the intent of this game was to highlight the different things that you can do in RPG Maker that aren't the typical games. I can tell you that out of the 30 plus entries, mine was different than pretty much all of them. And there were other ones that were also markedly different. There were a few other ones that were markedly different than the other games. So what I did was I used this as an opportunity, this motivation to learn things that I didn't know already, to try different things that I didn't know how to do, to experiment from start to finish. And I'll just say I learned a ton of stuff from doing this. And so definitely do not regret it. I did come in last in the competition, which is fine. Based on the 4 judging criteria, it's not surprising. And I did get some great feedback. So I did incorporate quite a bit of the feedback. And I guess in this playthrough, what I'll do is I'll play through the longest version, or the most flexible version of the game, and I'll provide a commentary as to just things that maybe got changed or what I was thinking, what I was going for as I was making this. Then I'll probably make another video of a shortened version, just highlighting some of the things you can do as far as incorporating feedback. I added skip features, so if you do play through the game and you wanted to try something else, you could skip through content quicker and get through it. And then after that's done, I will probably make some tutorials of how to do certain parts of this. And I guess if anybody leaves comments and say, hey, there was this specific part that I'm really interested in, I could certainly focus the tutorials based on request. So I do want to get back into making tutorials as I have the free time. I will say there are other videos out there. There were a couple people who streamed themselves playing the different Game Jam games, and they streamed it, and now they have it view on demand. There were some other folks who made YouTube videos of each of their playthroughs, so you can watch a lot of these Game Jam games. And of course, over on the forums, there's a thread for this, the Slay the Competition, Sleigh, Sleigh, like Santa Sleigh, Slay the Competition. And you can download all these games yourself and play them. And I will just say, there's of the 30 plus entries, it's a good reflection of the things you can do with RPG Maker. So if you're new and you're just kind of curious, hey, what can you do with RPG Maker? A lot of the entries, will highlight a lot of different things that you can do that aren't your typical RPG Maker game that people would expect. So anyway, I don't know. I started recording this before I got interrupted, so hopefully I covered everything. Again, I'm just going to go through this, give a little bit of commentary of the game itself, and then we'll go from there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the sound back up. And I'll just say that this is the first time I'm using this plugin. I'm going to turn this back down again. This is the first time I'm using this plugin. This is a plugin by, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, I think Caethril, Caethril, Caethril. And this is a plugin for basically allowing you to set how much percent is changed on volume for the audio when you select it. Normally it's set to 20, so it changes it by 20, 40, 68, 100, and the volume's really loud. This allows you, when I activated this plugin, I set it at 5%. So you can go up by 5 instead of the 20. So great plugin, just now experimenting with it. All right, Krampus Games. Start a new game here. So this game was submitted to the Sleigh the Competition 2023 Game Jam that was hosted on rpgmakerweb.com forums, and it has been updated based on feedback provided. I will also just say that this game is made entirely with images. So this is all photos, free photos that I got from various websites. This is a little photo of like a zombie hand coming up out of the ground. One major piece of feedback was that the game played too slowly, and many players didn't like the auto-advance feature for the text boxes. Originally, this would auto-advance. You didn't have to click. That required a lot of timing, and a lot of people didn't like it, and so I removed it. There are now new options to skip content, to explore multiple choice options before proceeding, to re-customize your character, and auto-advance has been removed from the text boxes. There have also been a few other tweaks and bug fixes. When you can skip content, you will be prompted to make a choice. Whether you can skip content or try multiple choices depends on the version of the game that you choose. There are now 3 versions of the game to choose from: the full version, skip and choice enabled; the full version, skip and choice disabled; or the Game Jam version, no skip, no choice. Full version, skip and choice enabled. This provides access to all content with maximum flexibility, but is less immersive because you are presented with skip or choice options. Full version, skip and choice disabled. This provides access to all content the way the current game is intended to be experienced at least once. Game Jam version. Shorter version made to stay within the 20-minute time limit. Whoops, there's a misspelling right there. I'm going to have to fix that. Time limit. 1 of 3 mini games and no character customization. You play a randomly generated child. Once you finish the abbreviated story from the Game Jam version, you will be able to play the other 2 mini games before you quit. Please choose which version of the game you want to play. So I'm going to actually choose the skip and choice enabled because that's going to allow me to show more of the functionality. So, going to be presented with a choice. Scrolling introduction from the developer, me. Watch, read, or skip. So we're going to watch or read it. So this is an example of scrolling text, which I had never used before. Left-click the mouse to scroll faster. Hi and welcome. Hello and welcome. Most of you may already know me as Zombie Kids Rule from the rpgmakerweb.com forums. Since you're reading this, I guess I can now say that I'm a real indie developer, right? I have a game. Woo-woo! Content trigger warning. Your antagonist in this game is the legendary Krampus, who is historically notorious for visiting extremely naughty children and thrashing them with his bundle of sticks. If they were exceptionally naughty and perhaps unredeemable, he stuffed them in his sack and carried them away, never to be seen again. Our more modern Krampus has upgraded his tool of choice to a +5 unholy paddle of rosy cheeks, D&D reference, a gift from one of Santa's more disillusioned woodmaker elves. And the interactions are all in a dream state. It's all in the naughty child's guilty little head. No physical contact allowed. No touchy. As the developer and storyteller, I am not expressing an opinion on the appropriateness or merits of corporal punishment for children, but I will emphatically state that I am opposed to any sort of child abuse. There is also one scenario presented that deals with childhood bullying, and I personally do not condone bullying of any kind. I hope the time you spend with this game is enjoyable, and I hope that you are tempted or intrigued enough to replay it so you can explore different choices, options, and mini games. Happy holidays and happy game developing. Sincerely, Zombie Kids Rule, aka the Snorlax Lover, aka that guy who likes Cookie Monster. And again, with scrolling text, you can make it so you can scroll faster. Okay, now another choice. Altered version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, used as a warning to the player and to help set the atmosphere and mood of the game. The speed of this section has also been increased. Again, this was not part of the original game. This was based on feedback. We're going to watch and read. This has been sped up. So the appearance of the pictures has been sped up. Take heed, naughty child, to the words of other naughty children from Christmases past. Listen well to their warnings. Again, this would all have been auto-advance. The pictures were sped up to make it faster. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. And you're going to see these photos later, again. He knows if you've been bad or good, but it's too late for goodness sake. Again, all of those photos were sped up. They would have come in slower, and the text would have auto-advanced slower originally. Now you're going to get another choice. Altered version of Here Comes Santa Claus to further set the atmosphere and mood of the game. The speed of this section has also been increased. Again, getting the feedback about it played too slowly. We're going to watch and read. Here comes Krampus. Here comes Krampus. Looming over your bed. And this text has been sped up as well. Everyone knows you deserve what's coming, so there's no use in hiding your head. Krampus knows that you've been naughty. I actually like the slower text. And that's what his paddle is for. You can cover your bottom and say you're sorry, but Krampus is already at your door. Okay, this next section is an interactive experience that allows you to customize who you are in the game. You can choose your name, age, gender, and avatar. There's also the possibility, depending on your choices with the naughty and bad word name detection filter, for losing the game, but being allowed to continue the story as if it didn't happen. This section adds a minimum of 5 minutes of gameplay. You also have the choice of playing as a random child. I added this part specifically to make the Game Jam version shorter. Click the mouse or press Enter when you are done reading the text above. Would you like to skip the customization options? Who you are in the game will be randomly selected. So here's this choice. I'm ready to be a random kid. Let me be my own kid. So I'm actually going to show the random version because you can do it multiple times, and then you can actually still choose to be your own kid. So let's do a random kid. So your name will be Eva or Ava. You're 10 years old. You'll be referred to as a girl, and this will be your avatar. And you're also seeing a difference in color text based on gender. So is this child satisfactory, or would you like to try again? I want to try again. I got a girl the first time. Let me be a random kid. Okay, so your name is Noah. You're 9 years old. You'll be referred to as a boy, and this will be your avatar. Is this child satisfactory? You know what? We'll do it again. Just do it one more time. Okay, be a random kid. Okay, so your name will be Brooklyn. You're 7 years old. You'll be referred to as a child, so this is a gender-neutral option, and this will be your avatar. Is it satisfactory? Nope. I want to try again because we're going to actually go down the route of customization. Let me be my own kid. Hello again. It's okay. You can admit that you sang some of those earlier lines in your head. Let's see. Before you start the game, you need to share 3 things about yourself: your childhood self or the child you want to pretend to be. Assuming that no one ate your pencil, one of them looks a little chewed on, and I believe those 2 boys are looking at one of the judges in particular, rah, rah, rah. So this part is some jokes that were built in during the game jam, some things about particular judges, and so this was intended to be a joke about one of the judges. First, what were you called as a child? Or what would you like to be called as the child you want to be? As a truly naughty child, you might be tempted to give a name that contains a naughty or even a bad word. While I can't stop you from doing that, I must warn you I might notice certain words that you might want to try. I should also caution you that bad words might have an immediate and unpleasant consequence. So now we have a choice. Naughty and bad name filter test. Test the name filter or you can skip it. Again, this is basically highlighting the functionality of could I make a filter check to try to screen out certain things if somebody tried to input them. What, you don't believe me? Well, the game hasn't really started yet. Go ahead and give it a try. Try entering a name that a young child would have thought was funny and a bit naughty when you were that age. Okay, so you notice the name is set to Brooklyn because that actually is an error. It shouldn't be set that way because when we went down the path of no customization or random child, and then we chose customization, I didn't reset the name to what it was before. But that's okay. So let's see. We're going to put in. Let's see. There's a whole laundry list of possible words that will get flagged. This is supposed to be just naughty. So let's just say a little kid might think that fart face is a funny name. Naughty, naughty. There you go. Did that give you a naughty thrill? Do you want to try again? Hell yeah, this is fun. No, don't be so juvenile. So basically the filter is working correctly. You know what? Let's just do this. Try it one more time, and we'll just put in a regular name. How about, we don't know who we are yet, but let's just put in Bob. Apparently you're a naughty child who can't follow directions because it wanted you to put in a naughty word. Did you manage to slip one by me? Are you just very inventive, or are you really bad at thinking of naughty words? Do you want to try again? No, don't be so juvenile. Okay, let's try using a word that you would have thought was very bad as a child and see what happens. Again, there's a whole list of things that would be really, really, really bad. I'm going to do the most, probably the most easy one to record, and we're going to say... Okay, we're going to use that, all right? Gasp! I'm shocked at such nasty language. Such a bad word from such an innocent-looking child, but we both know better, don't we? Do you want to try again? Either of course, duh, just get on. We're just going to get on with it. All right, enough of that then. So that was a filter to try to check if you can see if somebody puts in something you don't want them to put in. Time to enter your real childhood name or the name you want to use. Just remember my warning from before. You really don't want to see what happens. You might lose before you even begin. So here we have a chance. Okay, actually, you know what? I forgot to test this, so I'm going to do it now. we're going to put in Krampus. Actually, you know what? We're going to all lowercase. Krampus. I can't believe you tried to impersonate the main characters in this game. You only get one more chance. Alright? If I do something wrong, if I put in a bad or naughty word or something, I will get a game over. So let's just make this, it depends on what we want to make for a character, but let's make it, let's just go back to what that was before, randomly, depending on what we want to do. Brooklyn. I think so. Brooklyn. There we go. Very good, Brooklyn. Are you sure this is the name you want to use? Yes, it's what I chose. No, let me try again. Sure, we'll keep it. So, Brooklyn, how old are you? Hold up 5 fingers. I'm 6, I'm 7, I'm 8. I'm not a little kid. None of your business. Let's choose the none of your business. Well, okay, apparently you're a petulant child. Now, just one more thing. Now, this was sped up as well. So, tell me, are you a boy? Or are you a girl? Or no labels. Your choice of gender will determine what avatars you can choose from and how you'll be referenced in the game. I'm a boy, I'm a girl, I'm me. Let's go with, we saw all 3 before, and you'll notice that if you pick boy, you're going to get blue text. If a girl, you're going to get like a pinkish text. And if you're more gender neutral, you're going to get a purple text. Let's go with, let's just go with boy. Are you sure of your choice? You'll be referred to as a boy, and you'll choose from the boy avatars. Yep, I could change my mind. I could do something different, I'm sure. Okay, you say you're a boy. Now you need to pick an avatar to represent you in the game. There are your 6 choices. Choose your avatar. Boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We're going to pick boy 2. Are you sure boy 2 is the avatar you want? Of course, he looks just like me. No, let me choose again. Yeah, we'll say okay. Okay, so your name is Brooklyn. You're 10 years old, and you'll be referred to as a boy. 10 years old? And yes, I know your actual age. You're not just a petulant child. Do you want to proceed as this child, or would you like to change your choices? So this would allow me to go back and redo my choices again. But we're just going to go ahead and say proceed. Okay, that's all the information needed. Now it's time to officially start the game. And you're going to see that picture again later. It's just before midnight on Christmas Eve. You were sent to bed early for being grumpy and irritable. You pouted for a while, angry at your stupid parents and dumb old stupid siblings who are still enjoying the evening. You finally fell asleep while planning ever-increasingly complicated pranks to get even. You don't know why, but you were awakened abruptly from a restless and fitful sleep. Your room is unnaturally dark. For some reason, your Snorlax nightlight isn't working, and no light shines from under your bedroom door or from around your closed Disney villain curtains. It's strange, but you don't feel your normal fear of the dark, and you also get the feeling that you aren't alone in the room. Suddenly, a small, quiet voice addresses you from the far corner of the bedroom near the closet. Hello, naughty boy. There's no reason to be afraid. I won't hurt you. I'm only here to confirm what we already know. We know your name is Brooklyn, you're a boy, who's 10 years old, and you're on Santa's naughty list. I'm here to make sure you're the right naughty boy. My boss likes to be very thorough. He wouldn't want to paddle the wrong child. That's right, I said paddle, like a spanking, on your bare naughty bottom. You see, I work for the legendary Krampus. Every Christmas Eve, he visits the very worst children to give them what they most deserve. And you're his next stop. But first, I need to ask you some questions. A mere technicality, really. Almost no children ever change their fate. So the next part's going to be 6 questions. And these were designed, again, not only to test the concept of it, but also to give a little bit of jokes towards some of the judges. So now we're going to be presented with a choice. 6-question naughty or nice test, which is an attempt at some humor and a joking reference to some specific things relating to specific Game Jam judges. Take, test, or skip. Yes, we're going to take the test. So we have a naughtiness indicator and a niceness indicator. So answer my 6 questions honestly and don't try to cheat. Imagine that this is like a test you'd take in school. Try to answer the following questions the way a boy, because that's what you chose, who is 10 years old, again that was your age, might. Don't try to use gasp adult logic. Shudder. You're sitting in school first thing in the morning and everyone is getting their homework out of their backpacks. You realize you forgot a pencil yet again. You don't want to get in trouble again. You notice that Billy, who sits beside you, is busy chewing on a pencil and talking about something called RPG Maker, whatever that is. You see another chewed on pencil just sitting there on the desk, ignored. So your choices: try to borrow a pencil from Billy, tell your teacher you forgot your pencil yet again, pretend to be sick, rescue the chewed on pencil before Billy eats it. Again, this is a joke towards one of the judges. We're going to say some of the depending on what you pick depends on whether it's naughty or nice. So let's be nice. Tell the teacher you forgot your pencil yet again. Niceness +1. Honesty? Seriously? That's nice, but not really believable. Now you get a choice. Try different answers. No effect on naughty or nice score. Well, let's just see about that. Let's answer again. We have a naughtiness of 0, a niceness of 1. So let's pick a different one. Let's rescue the chewed on pencil. Rescue? I think you mean steal. That's quite naughty. Sounds about right, but it's not going to change the naughty or niceness score. So now you can choose again. So in theory, you could go through each one of the answers just to see what the difference response is and whether it was naughty. Well, actually, once you do this once, it's not going to tell you whether it will tell you if it was naughty or nice, but you won't see the changes in the score. So let's just continue. Number 2. Again, this is a joke towards a couple of the judges. You were sent to bed early without dessert because you said a bad word at the dinner table. Later, you realize you're still hungry. You can hear your parents putting your siblings to bed and know they'll be distracted for at least a few minutes. Now's your chance. You quietly sneak to the kitchen for a snack. You see your mom's espresso cooling on the counter and your dad's cheddar popcorn. The joke is you can have one or the other but never combine them. That was part of the thing. There's also one last piece of pineapple pizza that your stupid little brother likes for some weird reason. Pineapple on pizza, the little weirdo. That's another nod towards one of the judges. So, what are your choices? Take the espresso, it'll help you sleep. Take the yummy cheddar popcorn. Take the pineapple pizza, you're hungry after all. Take them all for a mini feast. Go back to bed hungry because you're being punished. Let's just take the espresso. Naughtiness +1. Uh-oh, taking your mom's espresso? Very dangerous and naughty. Children shouldn't drink espresso. Try a different answer. Sure, let's try just one more. Try the mini feast. Oh dear, someone would have a tummy ache. That's very naughty and a triple weird combination. Again, not going to change your score though. Okay, let's move on. Question number 3. You're tired of your annoying pineapple pizza eating little brother bothering you. You know that he's super sensitive about his blonde hair, so you decide to tease him. After all, it's a little strange that he's the only one in the family with blonde hair. Your parents are out and your older sister is busy making some stupid video to post on ClickClock. You make him sit in the timeout chair. Okay, here's your choices. Tell him he's adopted. Tell him it's illegal for blondes to have any fun. Tell him no one likes blondes. Tell him it's okay to explain how genetics work. Tell him you wish you had blonde hair. Let's go with it's illegal for blondes to have any fun. Well, maybe that's true for blonde boys, but certainly not for blonde girls. Hey, never mind about that. Teasing is still naughty. So you have a naughtiness of +1. Let's try one more. How about tell him you wish you had blonde hair. Wow, farming niceness points, I see. No one's buying this sweet and innocent act. It's not going to change your score, though. Okay, let's go on to the next one. We're going to make sure we get a nice result, though, just because I want to show one of the functionality. Okay, halfway there. No real surprises so far. You're more naughty than nice. You're upset with your older sister. She ignores you when her friends are over, and she calls you her annoying little brother in front of them. That would change depending on what your choices were. You decide to play a prank on her to show her just how annoying you can really be. She really likes puzzles, so you plot a devious trick to drive her crazy. You decide you're going to make her an extra special puzzle for Christmas as her gift, knowing your parents will make her do it because it's a gift. What type of puzzle do you make? A Sudoku where there's no real solution? A word search where half the words aren't in the puzzle? A crossword where half the clues don't match the spaces? A maze where there's no path to the exit? Just buy her the biggest puzzle you can find instead. We're going to do the nice one. Puzzle book. What? Spending your own allowance? That doesn't seem much like you, but Christmas does bring out the niceness in people, so a niceness of +1. Let's try one different answer. How about Sudoku? Well, that's some evil genius level meanness right there, and is very naughty. Sudoku is hard enough. That could take her a long time to figure out your trick. All right, moving on. A new kid in your class with the initials ZKR, who knows, maybe Zephyr Coriander Rufflebottom, posts another joke on the class's homework discussion page. ZKR, I wonder what that could stand for. ZKR is always posting things he thinks are funny, but sometimes maybe not so much. How do you react? Give him a pity laughing emoji, give a genuine smiley emoji for the effort, ignore the post, respond with a funnier joke to show him up, respond saying he's stupid. Let's do this one. Niceness 1. Well, that would certainly be nice. But don't you think it might just encourage him? See, I'm poking fun at myself. Try different answers. Sure. Let's say respond with a funnier joke. Posting a funnier joke is okay, but it seems like your intent was still kind of naughty, though, just trying to show someone up like that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, almost done. The results so far seem quite strange. Alright, this last question will really show your true colors. This is the bullying one. You see a group of classmates teasing one of your friends to the point of tears. Somehow, someone found out that he still wets the bed at 10. That isn't necessarily unusual, but it's still very embarrassing for a child. The other kids are teasing him and calling him mean names. You're afraid to say anything because you already knew that he wears protection at night, just like you do. You don't want anyone to find out your secret too. What type of friend are you? What do you do? Tell them to stop bullying your friend, stand up for your friend and tell your secret too. Join in the teasing, saying you've seen his diapers. Laugh nervously but don't say anything. Pretend you didn't see anything. All right, well, we want to make sure that we have a niceness thing. So we're just going to say, tell them to stop bullying your friend. Niceness +1. That seems like a nice thing to do. Bullying should never be tolerated. But is that really all you could do? What if you were the one being teased for something that isn't your fault and you can't control? Okay, let's check one different answer. Let's see. Laugh nervously, but don't say anything. That's still naughty. Laughing is still joining in the bullying, and bullying is always cruel. And all right, so you could go through all those different answers. Well, let's see the results of this bottom warming or bottom saving quiz. This says you are, wait for it, Brooklyn, with my photo, is on the nice list. Hold on, that can't be right. Let me just check a few things from the big book of naughty children. You hear pages rustling and the small dark figure mumbling to itself. It seems like an eternity passes as you wait your fate. Aha! Oh, you naughty, naughty boy. You almost managed to fool me. You really are a crafty one. But I know you answered some of those questions the way you think you were supposed to, not the way you'd really behave. Your actions speak louder than your words. Let me just fix this. No use complaining that it isn't fair. You and I both know the truth, so there's no arguing. Now for the real results. Naughty. There's my photo, and there's the name. Yes, that's more like it. It's official now. No use crying and whining now. It won't do any good. So yeah, there are 18 total possible avatars, and there are, I mean, you could have any name you wanted in here, but randomly, I think there are 24 different names that could appear, and of course, any name you type in would appear. All right. You don't think it was possible, but the room suddenly gets even darker. An ominous, hulking presence that you can sense and feel rather than see looms over your bed. Is this the naughty boy, the one called Brooklyn? You know there's no use trying to deny it, so you stay quiet, hiding under your covers. Like in your worst nightmares, it feels like you can't really move or even scream. Suddenly, even though your eyes are squeezed tightly shut, your mind is filled with bright colors and what looks like your parents' advent calendar. Come, child, let's play a little game. I like to give every naughty little devil a chance to win leniency. As you can see, there are 24 days for you to choose from. That means 24 games that you could try to win. I usually give naughty little brats like you 3 chances, best out of 3. If you have more wins, you won't feel the nasty sting of my dreaded paddle. If you have more losses, well, let's just say those PJs won't protect that naughty bottom for long. But be warned, some of my games might be more difficult than others, and some might be based entirely on luck, so choose wisely. And we might have to cut this short. I'm a little behind schedule. So many naughty mammothreps dreams to visit, but so little time. You're usually a little smarty pants, so you probably already knew that a mammothrep is a spoiled child. Spoiled rotten. So, my little whippersnapper, pick your number, pick your fate. All right, now, that other part I added because I needed a way to skip to only one game for the game jam. This allows you to enter any number 1 through 24. What if you type in 0? Don't try to stall, naughty boy. Another stunt like that will count as a loss. Choose again. So if you pick 0, or if you pick a number above 24, it's going to identify it, and then it's going to, if you do it twice, it counts as a loss, and you lose that, best out of 3. So let's just pick 15. You picked 15. You picked Krampus races. Now, there's only 3 games built. So, again, this was conceptually the possibility of having 24 games to play. There's only 3 games that are actually built. So, no matter what numbers you pick, you're going to get one of 3 games. You pick Krampus races. I call this game Krampus races. There are 5 players, you, me, Santa, an immortal child, and our narrator. We take turns rolling a dice to see who gets to move forward. Each player gets assigned a number on the dice. No matter who rolls the dice, if your number shows up, you get to move forward. First one to the end wins the game. Does this game sound familiar? It should. It's like the game Snail's Pace Race that your little brother loves and you love to cheat at and make him cry. This is actually a real children's game, Snail's Pace Race. This is where I got the idea. But you won't be cheating this time, not while I'm watching. Besides, given your current situation, that wouldn't be very smart. And so there's no crying and whining that you only lost because I gave you a bad number on the dice. I'll even let you pick the number for each player. Well, except for the narrator. Zombie Kid's rule is a control freak and he wants the 6. And since we only have 4 players, the 1 will equal a reroll. And I've added a new rule. When your dice is rolled, or I should say when your number is rolled, you will have the choice of either moving forward or moving another player backwards. This is something I added after the game jam. I added it recently. That should make the game a little more interesting, and you will be the only one who can move someone backwards. Doesn't that make you feel special? I did that because moving people backwards was actually harder than I thought, so I limited it to just the player. So, naughty boy, which number do you want? So we can see that Zombie Kid's rule, me, has this avatar, and they're the number 6 on the dice. So this actually took me a long time to do, incorporate letting the player pick who gets what. So let's see. I want the terrible 2, give me the 3, 4, I guess, the fabulous 5. I haven't tested this one yet. It should work the same. The player, I'll be the fabulous 5. So you see the avatar? Who gets the 2? And so now it's going to only give you certain choices. Krampus, Santa, Immortal Child. Let the Immortal Child go first. You choose the Immortal Child. This is one of those pictures that showed up in the very early warning about you better not pout, you better not cry. And we picked this one. Who will get the 3? Let's choose, wait, what? Don't try to stall by playing stupid. Let's say Krampus. You chose me. So Krampus is 3. Now there's only 1 left. Apparently Santa will use the 4. Okay, now that we know who gets which number on the dice, it's time to start playing. We'll roll in order from top to bottom. So, Immortal Child goes first. So they roll, they get a 6. Zombie Kids Rule moves forward. My turn. Krampus, that is. Krampus rolls a 6. Zombie Kids Rule moves forward. Santa's turn. Okay, the Brat gets a choice. So, Brat meaning the player. Do you want to move forward or send another player backwards? Well, let's move someone backwards. This is new functionality. The moving backwards was not in the game when I originally submitted. So what happens if I try to move Krampus back? Where's Krampus? Yeah. I can't move back any farther. Choose again. So we're going to send someone back. Let's send who's for Zombie Kids Rule. What do you have against our narrator? So Zombie Kids Rule moves backwards. Your turn. Okay, I press the button. A 2. The Immortal Child moves forward. Zombie Kids Rule's turn. And it's going to play out like this. So Krampus moves forward. Immortal Child's turn. Santa moves forward. Krampus's turn. Krampus moves forward. Santa's turn. So Santa's going to re-roll. Immortal Child moves forward. Now you get to roll. Oh, Krampus moves forward. It's not looking good. Zombie Kids Rule gets to go. They get to roll again. Oh, Zombie Kids Rule moves. Immortal Child's turn. Krampus moves forward. Krampus's turn. Krampus re-rolls. Santa moves forward. Oh boy, player's not doing good. Santa's turn. Oh, Santa moves forward. Your turn to roll. Oh, Krampus moves forward. Krampus won. Oh no, I win. That means you lose. Let's see the total score. Wins 0, losses 1. One more loss and that naughty bottom of yours is in big trouble. Okay, choose again. All right, let's go. I definitely do not want to make a mistake because I'll automatically lose. So let's choose number 5. You picked 5. You picked Krampus Triple Play. This is a little game I like to call Krampus Triple Play. The rules are quite simple. Find 3 of the same to end the game, but be careful. If you get 3 of the wrong type, you lose. 3 of you, Santa or Santa's sack, and you win. 3 of me, or the smack sound my paddle makes hitting your naughty bottom, you lose. 3 of any match is a triple play and the end of the game. Oh, and that other child you see is one of those naughty children from Christmases past, the ones who gave you those words of warning earlier. They were so naughty that I stuffed them in my sack and carried them away. If you get 3 of that child, then they get to go free and you come with me. But don't worry, the odds of that happening are pretty slim, no matter how much the little urchin might be looking forward to it. Apparently, an eternity of servitude and Christmas Eve spankings aren't that appealing to some children. Go figure. But they certainly learned their lesson. So, just choose a number and let the game begin. Now, this game was also updated. So, all of the matches have been predetermined. Originally, when I submitted the Game Jam game, every time you picked, the match was randomly determined at that time. Now, every single one of these numbers already has a value assigned to it, already has a match. So now the question is, what is it? So let's pick number 1. You picked the number 1, Santa's sack. And now it's blocked. You don't have 3 of any matches yet. Now, in theory, if I pick that again, it should tell me no. I'm pretty sure I tested that. You already picked that number. Choose again. So it works perfectly good. So let's choose 24. You picked number 24. Oh, wow. Santa's sack. That's interesting. Okay. How about if we go, you know what? Let's go 25. That's not a valid selection. Try again. 15. You picked the number 15. Brat. And you notice it's you, right? And it's color-coded blue because you're a boy. You don't have 3 of any match yet. Choose again. 7. Santa. Okay. Try it again. 17. Krampus. Okay. Immortal Child. 13. Smack. Well, you only need 1 more Santa sack. Or I should say, I'm playing. I only need 1 more Santa sack. Immortal Child. Uh-oh. 1 more Immortal Child, and I'm getting carried away to the another world. Or Krampus's world. Santa sack! I win! Woohoo! Triple play. 3 of Santa sack. You win. Lucky little brat. Let's see the total score. Wins 1, losses 1. Remember, there's only 3 games that are built. 1 more loss, and that naughty bottom of yours is in big trouble. Okay, choose again. Well, there's only 1 more game. Let's see if I pick 5 again. You picked 5 already. Oh, you picked brat. Uh-oh. So I got to fix that because I forgot to implement it where you can't pick the same number over again. Well, I guess I missed that. You picked Brat, Krampus, Santa. This is the last game. I got to remember that. That was a mistake. So, you might say this game was named after you. I like to call this Brat, Krampus, Santa. You humans play a similar game called Rock, Paper, Scissors, which just sounds weird. If you don't know the rules already, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out as we play. First 1 to 3 wins the game. Brooklyn, Krampus, here's the score. Ready? Make your choice. So we can choose Brat, Krampus, or Santa. Let's choose Brat. Brat fools Santa, so the Brat wins. Or I should say I win. Make a choice. Let's choose Brat again. Oh, Brat and Brat. Tie. And so, depending on your choice of gender, the Brat pictures change and the tie picture changes, depending on your choice of gender. Let's choose Krampus. Uh-oh. Krampus paddles Brat. Winner! And then this image in the middle changes too, depending on the gender that you picked. Let's choose Santa this time. Uh-oh. Oh no, Santa overrules Krampus. Yay! So I won! Look at me! Let's see the score. Wins 2, losses 1. Well, you actually managed to win. But do you want to know a secret? I never really let a naughty child get away without being properly punished. The reason is I intended to have a real win screen, but I ran out of time, so I couldn't implement it. So that means everybody loses. If I did that, you'd never learn your lesson. But at least you still have a chance to redeem yourself in the new year. So you better be on your best behavior. Now we have a certain matter to attend to before I leave. So again, the way the game is built now, everybody loses. Ho, ho, ho. Game over. Time for your spanking. And that was sped up actually too. So that used to be slower. Even though you lost the game, since you finished the story, you can now access the game menu. This allows you to continue playing the minigames. Since you finished the game, you can now play any available game that you want. If you didn't play the full version, you could always choose to restart the game and see what you missed. Or you could also choose to just play any game you want from this menu. The current version of the game only has 3 available minigames. Also, in the current version of the game, when you choose to play a minigame from this menu, you will play the minigame as if you were playing the story, because I didn't make different dialogue and stuff for just the playing the games. Didn't have time. Do you want to choose a minigame to play? Do you want to see the game over screen again? Do you want to view the credits? Do you want to exit to the main menu? So we actually played all 3 just because of the way it worked out. The game over screen is where the kid getting carried away by Krampus. Credits, let's view that because those are important. This is again scrolling text. Krampus Games, Christmas Game Jam 2024. Oops, that's a mistake. Should be 2023. Game built on RPG Maker MZ engine. Game design, story, and coding by me. Plugins. Those are 2 default plugins, and then the Kaethro plugin. Icons by Avery. Images and graphics. So again, this game used all, except for the Snorlax image for Zombie Kids Rule, used all pictures from Pixabay, from Pexels, and from iStock, where I got a limited license to use basically 10 photos, and from Unsplash. So I searched for all those photos, trying to use photos instead of RPG Maker default stuff. Music was downloaded from Pixabay, and also from soundimage.org by Eric Matthias. And then, of course, sound effects came from RPG Maker and then Pixabay. And then special mention, all of the awesome people on rpgmakerweb.com who make their time to answer, help other people, help me learn so much, blah, 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 etc., etc. I didn't read it fast enough. And then you get a choice again. And basically, you've seen everything except for some branching things. So if we had done the naughty name thing, and we would have triggered a game over, and then we would have been able to continue playing. So that was a different option. And I can't think of some different things, but there's different branches that you did. Oh, if the Immortal Child had won one of the games, you would have been carried off, right? Because you would have lost. You would have taken their place. So there was some dialogue that you didn't see. But pretty much that's the majority of the game right there. So we're going to exit the main menu. And we're back here to where we were again. All right. So, whoops. Oh, no. So that was Krampus Games. And you saw the vast majority of it. You saw the things that were added based on feedback. I saw a couple things that I need to fix in there before I upload the updated version to itch.io. I have a page on itch.io, and I'm not going to keep developing this game. I'm only going to fix it and incorporate some of the feedback, and then I'm going to move on to doing something else. So I'm only going to update this game a little bit. But that was my entry. Well, not exactly my entry. Obviously, you saw the changed version versus the Game Jam version. So anyway, again, I hope you liked something, or whether you liked the game or not, whether you thought it was potentially fun, maybe not, if you thought it was interesting, whatever. I'm hoping that you might have seen some things in there that intrigue you, like, hey, wow, that was cool. I'd like to know how to do that. Or, hey, I wish I knew how to incorporate something like that. And those are the things that I'd like to help out with through making tutorials. I only use 3 plugins for this game. 2 default ones, which I've highlighted before in my previous videos, the text picture plugin and the button picture plugin. And the only other one that I added after the game jam was over was the Kaethral one, which allows you to have better control over the volume, the audio volume. Everything else is evented. It's all made through events and scripting. And again, the vast majority of this was things I didn't know how to do. I decided that I was going to try to do things that I didn't know how to do to make this a learning experience. And it definitely was. I learned a ton from making the game and then updating the game with feedback and deploying it and that sort of thing. So again, hoped you found this interesting. Hope you saw something that you might like, that they're intrigued by. If you want to leave a comment highlighting something that you'd really like to see a tutorial for, I can certainly prioritize that when I'm looking at making tutorials about how I did different parts of this. If you like my videos, if you find these helpful, if you appreciate the effort that goes into this, please consider liking, subscribing, getting notifications, and leaving comments. And anyway, I know this has been a very long video, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to do this. Again, great time with the game jam, and very glad I did it, but it was a lot of work. This took me a long time, and as you saw, I still missed a few things I didn't fix. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great time. Hope you had a great holiday season. Happy New Year's, and until next time, happy game developing, happy gaming, and I'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.